Welcome to my market update video. I'm going to show you a new offer that I put a special promotion that I put on my webpage. We are going to start talking about my tweets, my last tweets, and then take a look at the Bitcoin price. Do some TAs, some real TA, not the kind of stuff other people put out. Take a serious look at the price of Bitcoin and see what it's telling us. But I'm going to start to talk about my new offer. So I thought about that, and I think that it could be interesting to some of you. So it is made for people who either know nothing about it is made, I'm just checking if it is still recording, and I think it is. So my special offer is made for people who either know nothing about Bitcoin and trading and want to learn. So for beginners, or for people who are more advanced but struggling in the market, and anyone in between, of course. My normal offer is for 1 hour, it's 215 USD, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I did put there somewhere here. Yes, 250 for 1 hour, as you can see. Okay, and my special offer is the following one. So I've called it Special Limited Mentorship. So do you need help and want someone to look over your shoulder? So the idea is that you need some help and you need someone to look over your shoulder, to tell you if you are doing it right, what the mistakes are, or if the position is according to your accurate, if your risk management is as it should be, and so on. For example, one of the traders I'm take a look from time to time because his TA, just as the rest, is not that good. I think it's called Alonso, I don't know what. Anyways, he talked about his beginning at trading, and he said that he inherited 50K and he lost it all. Okay, so he did a bad TA analysis and he lost all his money. It was during the .com bubble. Anyways, so if you know nothing about trading, it's really important to talk with somebody who has some experience. You can learn all that stuff on your own, but it takes time and it's hard. If we are talking together, I tell you what book to read. I look at what you do. I tell you if it's good or not, and it will help you. And that special offer is for people who know that 1 hour just won't cut it. So they know that they need more help. And in that case, I'm offering you the special limited membership offer. It includes 10 personalized interventions up to 1 hour each for a period of 6 months for only 1K USD instead of 2.5K USD. So you only pay 1,000 instead of 2,500 USDs. And you get 10 individual sessions. Just a second, please. I will be back, but I have to blow my nose. And I don't want you to listen to that. Okay, let's get back. So I was saying you get 10 sessions, 10 individual sessions. I look at what you do. We can share screen. I'll call you on the phone. Whatever is good for you. You tell me when you want my interventions. I mean, maybe you want 3 this month, 1 in 2 months, and 1 following. Whatever. You tell me when the time is best for you, and I'll try to make time in my agenda for you when possible. I can't promise you that that will be possible always, but I'll do my best to make time for you in my agenda. And we talk about whatever is relevant to you according to investment and trading. And we can talk about hedging your positions, we can talk about speculating, or we can talk about investing. And I'll get to know you during those interventions, during those 10 interventions. I'll get to know you, and I get to get a feeling what you need to know on what you need to work. Is it the psychological aspect? Can't you manage the ups and downs? Do you get very excited when price goes up and very sad when the price goes down? You have to work on that about you. Are you some anonymous gambler, and I have to get you out of that? I don't know, but I'll try my best to help you during 10 interventions. And if you are struggling with trading, with speculating, or you just want to learn something, or whatever the case is, I'll be there for you during 6 months, 10 interventions. So the limited special offer represents a 60% discount on my hourly rate. So I went 60% down. I can go any lower than that. That's extreme already. And it's a limited offer. So I don't know how long I'll do it, but for now it is on my website. So for now you can take it. You pay only 100 USD instead of 250 per hour of my consulting fee for 6 months. Now, be aware that I'm putting that out for extremely low. I know people whose TA is extremely bad, nothing to, you cannot compare it to mine. They are always wrong, and they ask $8,000 for 1 hour consulting fee. Okay, so trust me, 215 or 100 is a real bargain. It's a extremely good price for now. Why is it so low? Because I'm still new on YouTube, because I don't have much followers and I don't have too much demand for now. So since that's the case, I can offer it low to you. As soon as the demand starts rising, as soon as more people are interested in it, I'll see that I cannot offer it anymore. And either I drastically raise the price, or I just take it out. And you might ask why I'm doing it. Am I doing it for the money? No, I'm not. The money is just a way of you showing to me that you appreciate the work, my efforts that I put into it, and the help I provide to you. It's just your way of saying thanks, okay, and showing me that that you appreciate my efforts and the help I'm offering you. But I'm not doing it for the money. I mean, I make enough money on the market. I don't need to do that to survive. So that's not the point. I do it because I actually like explaining stuff to people. I like that. That's why I do those videos too, because I like teaching. After learning, I like teaching. But I can't spend too much time with it. For now, it's okay because I don't have too much demand. But I can't spend too much time with it because I have not one book to read, but I have a library to read, and next to that, I have some work to do, and I have my hobbies like playing the piano, practicing every day. So I have a lot of stuff to do, and not too much time to put into it. That's also why you have to pay. You have to pay to tell me that you appreciate it, and because I cannot do it for anyone for free. But that's an extremely interesting offer. I would love to have somebody who guides me while I was starting at trading. I would love to have that. I would be a multi-billionaire if since I was a child, I had somebody who knows something about the market helping me. Okay, I would be extremely rich. I would maybe be the richest person on earth if I had that. Instead of that, I just had lawyers. I just had people who take my money but do nothing, absolutely nothing that allows me to make a couple of bucks anywhere. Total waste of time. Just as our school system is, If I had to do it again, I would not spend 1 second in primary school, not 1 second in secondary school, and not 1 second in tertiary school, because it's a total waste of my time, a total waste of my time. I'm really not interested in somebody who doesn't understand the subject, putting 3 words on a blackboard and repeating nonsense that he does not understand. I really have no time for that. And I wasted years of my life doing this. Why? Because people told me that that was what I needed to do. Okay, I learned from my mistake. I won't do it again. Anyways, so that's a great offer. I hope you're interested, and I'm pleased to announce it to you today. Now, this is the English version of my website. You find the link in the description, and also how to pay it and how to book it. It should be all there. All the necessary information should be there. Services, payments, you see, you just go on payments and it tells you what to do. I just clicked on it. So here you get the instructions for the payment and how to contact me and to book. Anyways, that's the English website. Let's switch to the French one. The same thing in French if you speak French. And also I can provide this mentorship in English, French, and German, whatever suits you, whichever is the language you use most and you feel most comfortable in. And the same thing in German. Okay, now that we have done that, I actually should show you my disclaimer. Please read my disclaimer. Now, I already went over my English website and my French website, but here's my disclaimer in German, and I'll want you to look also at my disclaimer in English and French, as always. Okay, and that being said, let's take a look at my tweets. So this is my last tweet. It was interesting picture about coronavirus. Will it spread to our countries? So here you see how people try to react from it in order not to get it, because it is extremely contagious. So look at that if you have not. Next trick is this actually could be pertinent and should play out. Here, that was a tweet from Financial Survivalism, and he just pointed out that there is a cup and handle, and that's correct. And yes, the target should be 11,675. So since once it is not nonsense that won't work, I'll retweeted it. Then next tweet here. Cashless establishments banned in New York in order not to discriminate against the population who do not have access to bank account. Good initiative. So according to this, they banned cashless payments because they want you to be able to use cash. And that's extremely important, not just for people who don't have a bank account, but also in order to keep some anonymity and some sovereignty about your money. As long if there's an intermediate between you and the buyer, if there's a bank or a credit card, then the bank or the credit card decides if the transaction goes through or not. And that's not a situation in which you want to be. So cashless, there need to be at least a backup situation when you can't use cash because your card won't work. You need to be able to use cash. So this is important. Everything must be done in order for the cash to survive, to avoid the tyranny of a centralized establishment, which is already too powerful. So you really must be careful with cashless initiative, if people wanting to ban cash. Next, trading high-frequency traders imposing a small but significant tax on investors. Why? Because they are front-running This does not really matter, since what matters is price. But it means that there are more parasites that we have to feed. So here there was an article about front running or high frequency trading and the money they make of it. And you are, of course, the guy who pays that amount to them. So you can read the article if you did. I'm not sure if it's an article. Well, anyways, you can take a look at that. There are still 6.6 million unemployed people in France, of whom only 1.2 million will soon receive benefits. And the others, let them know poverty even more quickly. Why not just cut unemployment so that the rate would be zero? So the problem is that people are always cheating. They are making sure that people don't get the benefits, so they then don't show up in the statistic. But unemployment is much higher than what they put out because of automation, because of artificial intelligence, because of the algorithms, because of our today state of affairs. We can do a lot of work without employing anybody, and that will only increase in the future. So yes, unemployment will keep rising, and since they don't like that, they cheat. Let me finish my coffee and then let's go back to my tweets. Here's a reply to Jimmy Song. M2 has increased 2.7% since October. It is a lot in a very short time, but you have to look and see if it doesn't contract in the future or if it continues to increase. I don't think it contracts, but you have to check. So that was my reply to Jimmy Song. Here, a tweet that I did to Roxanne Mado. So Roxanne Meadows was the companion of Jack Fresco, and I told her, it's perfectly true, Roxanne Mado. So Roxanne Mado said, let's see what she said. When you unleash science and technology directly into the social system without the restriction of the marketplace, finances or patents, we could achieve a very high standard of living within a very short period of time. And that's exactly right. So you will get a very high standard of living and in an extremely short period of time if you cut out the market restrictions, the marketplace, finances or patents. When that disappears and the potential, the ingenuity potential of humanity gets set free, will instantly get an extremely high standard of living. So I just told her that it's perfectly true, Oxamado. Thank you for the hard work you have done in spreading knowledge on societal issues and for educating humanity, which still lives in the dark ages. And I added, if you wish to speak with a financial analyst, philosopher, pianist, it would be my honor to have you as a guest for an interview. So I did send her that. Unfortunately, I couldn't send it directly to her because she has disabled that option in Twitter. But I did still tag her, and maybe she got my message. Here's something. Here, I replied to Tolways, which is rare. Normally, we get since he puts out a lot of BS, I have no time to listen to him, and would not recommend anybody to listen to him unless he wants to lose all his money real fast. So anyways, my reply to him was, you think he thought of Bitcoin. I bet not. Perhaps he knew that the current system is absurd and abject. Even that, I'm not sure. So it was him citing Ford, who was criticizing somehow. You can read his comments. Maybe I can show it to you. It's simply a fact of thinking and calculating in terms different from those laid down to us by the international banking group, to which we have grown so accustomed that we think there is no other desirable standard. So because of the desirable standard, he thinks he was talking about the Bitcoin standard, which is a joke. It just shows once more how he gets things wrong. He realized that there was some abuse from the banking system, but he didn't dream of Bitcoin in any way or form. But of course, always thinks otherwise. As always, let him be. I guess there needs to be people like him too on Earth. And now we get some clash between me and some Peter Shift. I said, you are a fool who is always wrong and who is full of shit. What is most concerning is that in the primitive and retarded world in which we live, you are the norm. And what upset me, well, what I don't like reading, is that BS. Is people calling other people a communist just because they have a different opinion than you do. Just because the retarded stuff you learned in university, in case you managed to go to university, which is not even certain, but let's say you did, and you repeated everything, that's retarded. That's just retarded, okay? No, capitalism is not the only option for humanity. And no, the market in itself won't solve all your problems. You are a sweet dreamer if you think that that kind of nonsense is true. So I actually don't like at all what he said. We can go over it, but I know I don't. Anyways, since I'm talking about it, let's go over it. He said Bernie Sanders stated that he believes in cooperation, not competition. How dare you? Cooperation on Earth, really? Not capitalism, extreme capitalism, cutthroat capitalism, something else than cutthroat capitalism. Are you crazy or what? So here he gets mad because somebody talks about cooperation. Yeah, I do think also that cooperation is extremely important. Why do I make these videos? Why do I take time to talk to you people? Because cooperation is important. People helped me. I did not get everything for myself. Who did? For example, Ralph Nelson Elliott. With his discovery, he did a lot to me. A lot. Okay? Every day I make a lot, not every day, but I make a lot of money thanks to him. I survive in the market thanks to him. So all my gratitude I have to show him. Okay? It comes not from him, it comes from somebody else. And he cooperated by providing me his insight. And he did not just do it for the money. He was dying while he made his discovery. So he could not care less about the money at that time. No, actually he did care about the money at that time, but it was not that important. It was the end of his life. Okay. Anyways, so cooperation is extremely important, much more important than competition that kills you. So he thinks people will work just as hard to benefit strangers as they will to benefit themselves or their families. So the idea behind that is that you won't do anything for anybody if it's not in your personal interest to do anything. And that is not entirely right. I do a lot of things for other people's. Right now, I'm in the age of reproduction. Okay, by that I mean I'm in the age of having a child for whom I could be a father. And why do I do that? What do I get out of it? Nothing. It takes away my time. Okay, my time and my money, because because who's going to provide for that kid? I am. Okay? Unless my wife makes enough money, but that still has to be seen. Anyways, so why do I do it? If I do it, I actually right now I'm not, because I'm single. I haven't found the woman that could be the mother of my child for now. But why I'm looking? I'm looking because if I could be a parent right now, in 13 years, statistically, I checked it. Statistically, in 13 years, I'm going to die. So if I have a child today, my child will be around 30 when I die. And that means that during 30 years, I can look after him. I can point him in the right direction and hope he will be a respectful, noble human being that I can admire or at least be proud of. That's why right now I'm in the perfect age and I'm looking out, but I haven't found anybody that could do the job. The only people I see are lesbians and so on, and that won't do it. Anyways, yeah, I know that not all of them are lesbians, but still they are strange today. Nowadays they are strange. Women were always strange. They are the feminine part of humanity. I am just reading a book about that, and it's quite interesting. It's called The Way of the Superior Man, and it talks about masculinity and femininity. Anyways, I'm digressing. Let's go back to the subject. So I'm doing that for humanity, in order for humanity to survive and to put somebody on Earth who is not a lefty that I have to be, that is shameful for humanity. In French, you call them bobo gauchistes. Okay, so I hope to make a noble human being, okay, that will live on once I'm gone. But anyways, that probably won't happen, because I can't see any woman that could be the mother of my child. So let's talk about something else. But I'm not doing it my self-interest. Okay, my self-interest would be not to waste time with women and femininity. I really have something better to do than women and femininity. Huh? And I'm not doing for the sex too. If I want sex, there are professional people who sell me that service for very cheap. So I'm not doing it for the sex too. And they are perfectly looking, very beautiful. Whatever you want, however you want, however you want it, whenever you want it. So that's not the point. So no, of course, not everybody is doing stuff just for the personal interest, but we also do stuff for humanity. Okay, we also do stuff because it's the right thing to do. We do stuff because morality tells us that that's the thing you should do. You're just a retard thinking otherwise. He rejects, here he comes, Adam Smith and his invisible hand. He rejects Adam Smith's invisible hands and embraces Karl Marx. Oh, Karl Marx, the communist. Sanders is a communist. Okay, I hate that kind of speech. I hate that kind of nonsensical, retarded speech. I really do. I really can't stand it. I don't mind. I just have to explain to my followers. Okay, there's stuff you should not let go without explaining them how foolish it is. And the second part of my tweet is: people will do real things, will have sensitive thoughts and compassion once the monetary system is gone. It has absolutely nothing to do with communism. Nevertheless, I know that a retarded psychopath like you and almost the rest of the world will never understand this. Is there a third part of my... Yes, there's a third part of my tweet. If you are man enough to speak to me, I will explain it to you politely during an interview without ever insulting you, even if you deserve it. And even if I know perfectly well that it is a waste of my time, because you aren't able to understand. Why? Because you don't want to understand. The issue with that kind of people is not just that they're foolish and always wrong. It's that they don't want to be corrected. You can't help them, okay? Just leave them be. Don't listen to them. let them lose all the money in the market. It's the best thing that can happen to that kind of a-holes. Next. Okay, that was my last intervention, my last market update video. So we have covered all my tweets, and now we're going to look at the price. It was the good and the bad news tweets BTC market update, and it was a couple of days ago. Okay, now that we have looked at my Twitter, we're going to look at the market. So right now we are at 9.3K, and that's my monthly outlook. Not going to talk much about that. Nothing has changed. I still think the same thing as I told you during the last intervention. I try not to say the same thing over and over again. Okay, let's talk about new stuff. Here is the weekly outlook. Still looks perfect. Here we have the 2-day outlook. The same thing goes for the 2-day outlook. I'm not actually sure that is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that might not be correct, but for now I leave it, because when I zoom into the smaller time frames, it does not give me that. But anyways, it's the correct direction, but I don't think that wave 1 started here. But here, if I just look at that, I could believe that it started here. Here we have the daily outlook, and for now it is still relevant. And now we look at the 6-hour outlook. So the 6-hour outlook, I now think that we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was the top of wave 5, and that we now could get a correction, an ABC. If we get an ABC correction, that would be a zigzag. So I'm not sure that zigzag will play out, but that would be a possibility if I only look at that. But we're going to look at smaller time frames, and then my opinion could change. So after the 6-hour, we are looking at the 4-hour time frame. It's exactly the same thing. The same thing goes for the 4-hour time frame. And here we have the 1-hour time frame. So my 1-hour time frame, once we hit the 5, actually looks like a flat. So if it's in a flat, it could be an A, B, C flat here doing that. And if that would be the case, we could actually, the flat already could be over. It could have ended here, just here. That would be possible. I'm not sure because I don't see the wave starting. I don't see the impulsive wave starting for now, so I'm not sure. But anyways, that tells you that higher price will come in. I actually hope for a pullback because of my DCA. And I wanted it to go back to 8.7 and then go while DCAing, but that probably won't happen. Anyways, it looks like if we get a new, if we get wave 2 of the uptrend, and it should start here. It could have already started already. So we have to see what will unfold. With the information that I have, this is my best interpretation right now. And yes, I'm expecting higher price from here on. Here we have a pitch fund, and we broke the last resistance. Now we have opened and we probably will close above that resistance, and it says that the resistance has broken and is now strong support. So I think there's a strong support at 8.2K. The same pitch fund, but in the other direction, and we are now trying to get through that trend line. Once we did break it, we need to open and close above it. I think that could happen. Here we have extremely strong resistance at 5.6 K, and I don't think that will break. I don't think we'll even get close to it. The same thing with the pitch fund, but drawing a little differently. And now here we have extreme, and we have good support because the candle opened and will close above that line at 8.3 K. So I don't think we go below that 8.359. Next. I have some new indicators to show you too. So that would be fun talking about that. Here we are totally bullish again, which is just great. Just what I was looking for. And it could not look any better. Here we are not looking that good. And it tells me that there could be a death cross, but actually the death cross here tells me that it will happen, but I don't see it as happening. I think it should not happen because we are far above the price. So that should reverse and pick up. But the SMAs always take more time than the EMAs. So to me, they're a bit lagging. Here's a new indicator. It gives me a higher line, target line, and that higher target line was at 11.6K, but now it moved up to 11.855. So let's put it on. 11.855.02. So that's the new line. The middle line is at 7.4, and then there we have one very low at, let's see, at 2.9. So 2.9 is out of the question to me. 7.4, I don't think it will happen because it happened here. It happened during that wave 2. Here's wave 1 and that's wave 2, okay? And we are still picking, I mean, everything is still great. This is picking up, which is great. The upper line looks a little steep to me and I don't know why. I don't know why it's pointing down. I think that's a mistake. I think it should point up. Anyways, it's pointing down. There's nothing I can do. It's because we just did get, no, we did not get a new candle. So actually, I don't know why that is pointing down. It looks like an data arrow to me. Anyways, the target is at 11.8K, and I think we should actually reach that target. Here we are extremely low on that indicator. I don't know why. That's the high-low medium line, and it's extremely low. I don't know if that's good or bad because it's a new indicator. I mean, what can I say? When we reach those high levels, could be overbought, and here we should be oversold. I don't know. I don't know too much about that indicator. I just started looking at it. But the other two indicators are positive. Here we're looking good too. So that's positive. Next. Here we are positive. 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 So I'm not going to talk too much about those because they haven't changed much. And as long as it's positive, everything is fine. Here we're positive also. We had a golden cross. We are looking very nice. Here the same thing goes here. Positive. Not even close to getting a bearish indication. Okay, now I could have some technical issues. If I do, I just jump that indicator. I think I did. Yes, I did. So I have to fix that, but that will take some time. I could look for it and load it, but it would take some time and I don't want to waste your time. So let's just jump that indicator. It does not matter if you look at one indicator less. I'll fix it as soon as this intervention is over. I could do it right now, but then you see my notes and I don't want to do that. Don't think it's that interesting. Here we are positive and very high before going any negative. We would be negative if we dropped below 8.2K. Here we are all positive, which is great on the MACD, and it's a lagging indicator, so that's looking good. Stock is looking very nice and positive. If you go back to that indicator, you notice that we were red, negative during that phase. So we were negative during that phase from around here to here. Now we get a green candle. This candle is not red anymore. So we are positive again. But we're still missing the go long sign. I think it will show up soon. Here we are positive on both indicators. Here we are positive, looking great on the candle chart. That's quite important. Here we are positive too. Okay, we are positive on the first one. The second one, I think we're positive, but I'm going to look at it. We are. The third one, we're still negative. The fourth one, we're still negative. The fifth one, we are positive. So it still will take some time to be entirely positive, but we are already looking much better. As you can see, we are getting closer and closer to creating those stop and reverse. And once that's done, we should keep positive until the end of the bull market, until the end of wave 3. We just started until the end of wave 5. We just started wave 3. Here we are positive. And we did get the necessary indication to go long. Double at the bottom. First one, we are positive. Second one, we are positive. Third one, we are looking good, positive. And third one, we are positive. We are now entering the overbought territory. But as you can see, once we enter it, we can stay positive during the entire move. So now that was the start of wave 1, and we stayed positive during the entire wave 1 move. I expect the same thing for wave 3. So we just went positive and overbought, and we should stay overbought during the entire wave 3. Let's see what indicator that is. That's percentage R, and it gives you the indication that we are overbought very soon. And since we were, now we should stay, in my opinion. I mean, since we are, now we should stay. We are positive on the first one, positive on the second one, and positive on the first one, which is perfect. Here we have the indication for the trend to be up, and it could be up until the end of wave 3. Then we could get a small wave 4 and then up. Now, since there is alternation in 88 wave, we did get a quite steep candle down. Okay, since here wave 2 was quite steep, I expect wave 4 to be less steep. Wave 2 was also quite time consuming, so I expect wave 4 to be less time consuming. So actually I expect the bull market to be really strong until the end of wave 5. And that's exactly what we need from a technical point of view. And I think it will happen. But once we hit the wave 5 top, we will get a severe correction once we hit it. We are still far away from it, but once we hit it, we will get a severe correction, a severe bear market. But that's in the future. Let's talk about what's short term coming to us, and we'll see about the long term once it shows up. Here the page is not loading, or maybe it is. Yes, it is. So we are positive on the first one, negative on the second one, positive on the third one, positive on the fourth one, and positive on the fifth one, which is great. Only here we're still missing the positive sign. Actually, I have to reload that page. Let's do that. I should once. You should pay for my fees. Actually, I can buy a new computer if I want. But once I should buy a stronger computer, because this one freezes from time to time. It is quite strong, but I have too many tabs open and it freezes from time to time. So let's reload that page. Here we go. Because price is not updated. Okay, but still the same thing goes: positive, negative, positive, positive, and positive for the last one. It's even looking better now that we are at 9.3K. Here we are looking much better on the first one. We went through the strong resistance from the downtrend, and now we have still resistance, but it looks light. We are looking good on this one, and a lot of room until we get overbought. Once we touch that yellow line, wave 5 of the uptrend should be over. Here we are still negative, but looking better. Soon we should be positive. We are positive on that one, and this one is looking good. Okay, we are positive on the first one, still negative on the second one, positive on the third one, and positive on the last one, which is great. Only the lagging indicators haven't switched, but they will. They will switch during the bull market. We are still negative on the first one. We are positive on the second one. We are still negative on the third one. It's a 3-week chart, so it takes time. We are still negative on the third one, and we are, I think, positive on the last one. Let's take a look. Yes, we are positive. We never went negative, actually, on the last one. Here we are positive now on the first one, which is great. We are negative on the second one. I don't know why that normally does not happen in the bull market, but it happened this one because the correction was too severe. And we are above the stop and reverse, which is positive. It's looking great on the first one. Here, it's not looking that good, but there's nothing I can do about that. I don't think it's important. I wouldn't worry about it. Here is one of my new indicators. It's a velocity indicator. And as you see, it was never bad from that indicator to go long when the indicator goes long. And let's go back in time and look at the start of Bitcoin. So you get what I mean. This is on the daily. We'll look also at the same indicator on the weekly. Not the same, but a velocity indicator on the weekly. So it tells you to go long here, here it tells you to go short, but then again it tells you to go long, and you stayed long up here, here goes you go short, but then again it tells you to go long, and you stayed long during the entire uptrend. Here it told you to go short, and you stayed long during the you stayed short during the entire downtrend, and here it told you to go long, and you stayed long during the entire uptrend. And here it told you to go short, and you stayed short during the entire downtrend. if you did that over and over again, you made a fortune. That's a lot of money, really a lot of money could have been made thanks to this. As you can see, we are now at 9.4K. So when I told you that the flat correction could be over, I might have been right. Actually, I mean, if it's not over now, it's over in 2 days or in 5 days, but it's the same thing. It does not change anything from a technical point of view. It's still bullish, okay? So here it told us now to go long, and we should stay long until the end of the uptrend. Here we are positive, and we should stay positive for a long time on the second indicator, so that's great. I think that the impulsive wave just could have started, because now we are at 9.410, and the impulsive wave could have just started. So the first one is positive. Now it should now start spreading and moving up. The second one is starting to look positive. That's also a velocity indicator. Here we have my favorite velocity indicator, because it perfectly gives you the bottom of the bear market. He did it just perfectly. And last time it did the same again, just perfectly here, telling you to go long. You could go long once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times, it told you, during the last bear market bottom. And before that, we have no indication, because there's not enough data available. But now it looks perfectly bullish, so there's nothing to say about that. And the second indicator is bullish too. Here we are now positive, which is great. It's a gappy indicator. I said, did I say velocity? They might have been all gappy indicators. I'm sorry if I missed up those 2 indicators. Here we are positive and positive on those 2 indicators. We are looking good on the first one, positive on the second one, positive on the third one, positive on the third one, and positive on the last one. No signs for the bull trend to stop. We are positive on the first one, just went positive, which is great. We should stay positive for a long time now. We are positive on the second one, positive third one, positive on the last one. We are positive on the first one. We were negative during that entire phase, but now we are positive, and I expect us to stay positive now for maybe the entire bull market. We can compare to last bull market. I mean, we stayed positive during the entire bull market. So I expect the same thing to happen now. And we are positive on the last indicator. And here we are half positive and half negative. We are positive because the line is trending up, but we are still negative because we have the histogram below the 0 line. We are still negative on the first one, positive on the second one, and we are positive on the last one, which is great. Here's my velocity indicator. The last one was a gappy indicator. I'm sorry that I missed both those indicators up. Mistakes do happen, but my technical analysis is still correct. What's really important, and it's extremely hard for most traders. For me, it's easy, but extremely hard for most traders, is to see if the price will move up or down in the future. They don't know. Even if they have 15K followers, even if they have 150K followers, they simply do not know. Their TA sucks. So trust me when I tell you that it's positive or negative. I'm doing a lot for you, because most of the people can't do that. I don't know why, but that's the simple truth. And that's one of the reasons why the literature says that only 1% of the people make money in the market. Some say 5%, others say 1%. I think it's even less than that. I think that only 1 out of 1,000 make money in the market. That bad people are at trading. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. I lost a lot of money by listening to, it's not that I lost that much money, but I lost opportunity. The opportunity cost was huge to me because I listened to others. And I don't do it anymore. I never listen to any TA coming from anybody. I read a lot of books about TA. I still have not a couple of books to read, but a library to read about TA, about money management, about Elliott Wave. I have a lot of books to read, but I never spent one single second of my life listening to other traders. Their BS is just beyond what I can describe to you. They are always wrong. You will lose all your money in a very short time period if you listen to them. I'm sorry, I've been there, I've done that. I know what I'm talking about, trust me. Trust me. The opportunity cost was huge for me listening to them. So when I offer to you mentorship for only 1K during 6 months, you don't know how good that offer is. You really don't. I would have paid not 1K, I would have paid 10K. I even would have gladly paid 100K to get that during my entire childhood, okay? Because there was nobody around me that could have done any of that work for me. And it was so important from a financial point of view. So on velocity, we are positive on the first one, we are positive on the second one, did get a buy signal, we are positive on the third one, did get a buy signal, we are positive on the third one, and the last one, I need to take a close look. We are now neutral, slightly negative, but we should go positive soon. Next velocity indicator, the first one is not velocity, but my first indicator is still negative. I don't know why. My second indicator is also negative, still negative. It will take some time because it's very lagging indicator before it goes positive. My third indicator is also lagging and it's still negative, but it's looking better because line is trending up. The important line is trending up, which is positive, but we are still in negative territory. Anyways, we are oversold, so now price should go up. I think we were oversold for a long enough period of time. Here we finally did get a green arrow telling us to go long, but we still have a we still have a negative sign below it. So I hope that next week we'll finally switch to the positive momentum again. We were negative for a really long period of time, and normally that does not happen during a bull market. I was quite surprised. That was the most bearish looking indicator to me and the most alarming indicator to me. It did not make me doubt, but it told me that something is wrong with the correction, because that normally does not happen. And what was wrong is we simply went too far. Until here, everything was fine, with the correction. But here, for me, price should have picked up already. That we went even lower was surprising to me. I'm waiting for the page to load. And we are not 100% positive, but still positive because it's light green. Light green is positive. I hope that we will get dark green soon and we will be entirely positive. Also, while we talk together, you might want to look at all those indicators. You might want to focus only on Elliott Wave. I teach you whatever you want. You tell me, how do I get that indicator on my screen? I go through the step with you, okay? Until you have it on your screen. I even tell you how to switch colors if you don't know how to do that. That's if you don't know the simple stuff. For most advanced users, well, we talk about the thing that matters to you. Here it's not loading, so I'll switch that indicator because I don't know how long it will take for it to load. Here we now have support at 8.4K, and we are trying to go over that resistance line. I think we'll manage, and then we should even go over the other lines. I'll expect a price soon to be about 13K, looking at that indicator. So we are still negative on that indicator, but I'm expecting us to be positive very soon because I expect the 10K mark to break and the indicator to switch positive. The market is long. How stronger than in the past? Well, they understand that price go up, so they go long, which is normal. Here we have no bottom indication. Here we got a great indication that the uptrend is over, and it worked perfectly. Now we have to wait until that indicator updates. We are looking good on this one. There are two resistance lines that should break soon. We are positive on that indicator and should stay for a long time. Let's see for how long we should stay positive. Well, for a very long time, until the end of wave 3. During wave 4, we should go negative, but only slightly. Here we are close to going positive, and that's great because that's the important indicator to me. It's the difference actually between a bull and a bear market. Because as you saw, when we went negative here, we stayed, we were in a bear market during the entire time. And when we went positive, we normally stayed quite nearly for all the candles, except 1 or 2 exceptions, we stayed positive. And that's since the end of the last bear market. So here again, once that happened, it was a bull. So I'm expecting the same thing to happen right now. I'm expecting us to switch back to positive. We were too long negative, actually. For a bull market, we were too long negative. I expected that negative sign to stop here and be positive since that candle, but that did not happen. We went a little lower. Here we are positive. So this one is not looking that good because there are gaps that should fill. Both of them should fill and did not fill. So that's not great. Here now we are positive, which is great. Here we are still positive, just as we should be in a bull market. I'm just looking if I can see the edit waves, and I can from, so that's wave 1, 2 correction. And then here there should have been the 3 and 4 somewhere in here. And again here 1, 2, and now you should go up until 5. Up at the top here was 5. So yes, I can discern a heat wave by looking at that chart. Here we were negative, but now we are positive, which is just great. We should stay positive during the entire wave 3. We were positive during the wave 1, and now we started wave 3, and we should be positive. If I look at that, the same thing goes here. That was wave 1, 2, and here was somewhere the 3 and the 4, but you don't see it. And that on the top here was the 5, and then you did get the correction. So everywhere I look, I see a heat wave. That's because that's how the market structure works. Here we are negative on the first one still, but looking better because we are moving up. We are positive on the second one, we are still negative on the third one, and we are positive on the last one. We are positive on that one with breakouts and risk low. Here that was risk above more than 20%, but we're still positive on all of them, which is great. Now we are positive on the first one and positive on the second one. Here we are attempting to go out of the cloud, and that's badly needed. We need to go out of the cloud and stay above it. We are positive on this one. That resistance did break. Now we pierced it. Now we need to open and close above the yellow line, the resistance line. We have a strong support at 7.2K. Here, the same thing goes here. We have got a strong support at 8.1K, and we opened and closed above it, so that support should hold. I'm a little tired. I don't know why. I did sleep. So actually, I should not be that tired right now, but I am. I should go and grab a coffee, but I'll do that later once I'm done with that market update video. I'm waiting for the page to show up. It won't show up. Today I have some technical issues. So let's just jump to the next indicator. It does not matter if I don't show you one or two indicators. I'll fix it once I'm done with it. Just to know how much time it will take, and my intervention are, as they are already time consuming, so I don't want to waste any more of your time. Here we're looking great on this indicator, very bullish as always on Bitcoin. Here we had the bottom indication, and we are still positive. Everything is looking great. Actually, I want to see that indicator a little closer. Let's see if we can go back. See, it did not update, which is not good. I want to see how, well, it only gives you the bottom. It only tells you when to go long. So in that page, it told you to go long, and that was the bottom. And here, the same thing here, gives you the bottom, it tells you to go long, and that's all it does. Okay, and that's all I wanted to check on that indicator. Let's go to the next. We are positive on this one, and we are positive on this one. We are positive on this one. And we went positive on this one, which is important. It's great. I think we'll stay positive for a long time. We are positive on this one, a lot of room to move up. We're positive on this one and looking good on the last one. The volume, or what is that? The market temperature volatility is a bit low. Volatility could be a bit higher, but it does not matter. It's all right like this. People are really alarming because volume, the breakout is not that strong. In my opinion, there can be two breakouts. You can have a very strong breakout, and you can have a light breakout on increasing volume. And I think that's the one we get, but that's fine. To me, it's fine. As long as price was moves up, what can I ask for more? We notice we had 9.434K. 9.4K. So maybe we did start the impulsive wave that I was looking to. The second wave of the third wave. Maybe we started that one. No, not the second, excuse me. The third wave of the third wave. And the third wave of the third wave should actually be extremely impulsive. So I would not be surprised if we are at 11K in no time. And even if we break 14K, because the third wave of the third wave should be extremely impulsive. We are positive on that one, we are positive on this one, and we are positive on the last one. We are positive on this one. We are positive on this one. We look better on this one, but still negative. We are positive on this one, which is great. You see, we are already at 9.440. So 9,440. And if it keeps rising like this, we could be at in no time at 11 and then 40K. We are positive on the first one, positive on the second one. I think we see it at 50, at 9.450 before I'm over, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, just a couple of bucks more. We're positive on the first one, and there's only one indicator, so it's simply positive. We are positive on this one, looking very good. We are positive on that one, which is great. We are positive on this one, that's great too. We are positive here and here. We are positive on the first one since we went green. We are looking good on this, positive on that one, positive on this one, and positive on the last one. We are positive on the first one, positive on the second one, and positive on the third one. So everything is positive. And to me, in my opinion, you are fool if you are betting on price to go down while everything is positive. It's not always the case. I mean, during the entire wave 2, I was saying it's negative, 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 negative. Now I'm saying it's positive, positive, positive. Up to you to make your business. See, we just went through 9.450. So I'm expecting it to keep rising. We are positive on the first one, positive on the second one, positive on the third one. And here, Tether is not decreasing. That's all that matters for that indicator. When it decreases, it's quite alarming. We are now on grid 55, but there's still a long way to go up. And Google trend is increasing. I think we should now start break the 100 level. Here's again my special discount for you people. I hope you don't miss out on it if you are interested. And here's my disclaimer in English, and the same thing for French, and my disclaimer in French. And I did show you my disclaimer in German already. So take a look at my offers if you have any interest in getting some help from a trader. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.